Hey there, true believers. This is Chef Jack. A while ago, me and Englentine were talking, and he mentioned to me that they were making an animated version of Gotham by Gaslight, and I absolutely love that story. So I thought that was pretty cool news. I want to see this upcoming animated film. And out of the blue, Englentine goes, you know, we could always make a video, a top 10 video for those Elseworld stories that we want to see made into animated movies. And I thought that was a cool idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. How about we do that? And he goes, great, get it done. Well, he's been nagging at me and nagging at me and nagging at me. And eventually I decided, all right, enough already. I'll get one done. So here it is. This is my top 10 choices for Elseworld stories that I'd like to see made into animated movies. Number 10. Batman in Darkest Night. This was written by Mike W. Barr. It's got a great premise. I mean, you know, Bruce Wayne gets handed a Green Lantern ring. That's a fantastic idea. The book itself wasn't perfect, but it could definitely be tweaked. It could be improved, and it would make a fantastic animated movie. Plus, the concept is just intriguing. I mean, what would he do? Well, he, as the book said, he probably would be a little bit closer to Sinestro than to Hal Jordan. Number 9. My number 9 pick is JSA The Liberty File. This was written by Tony Harris, and it's an exciting and really emotional story set during the Golden Age. It's specifically during the last couple of years of World War II and the first couple of years just after it. It has alternate versions of Batman and Dr. Midnight and Hourman facing off against a really vicious alternate version of the Joker. This is a great spy story, and you just don't get a lot of spy stories anymore. Number 8. Superman Red Sun, written by Mark Miller. This is another one of those that has just an absolutely fantastic premise. You know, Superman lands, instead of landing in the middle of America in Kansas, he lands in Soviet-controlled Ukraine and is brought up as a good communist. You know, what would that affect in the DC universe? Well, of course, the answer is it would affect everything. This is just a fantastically huge story, and it would make a great animated movie. Number 7. At number 7, I put Batman and Dracula, Red Rain. This was written by Doug Moench. Now, yes, I want to see the entire Vampire Batman series turned into an animated feature, but mostly I'm talking about the first issue here. It was much better than the rest. It was just fun from start to finish. We get to see Batman discover that he's a vampire, he accepts it, and then he starts whomping ass as Vampire Batman. It's just a great story. It's fantastically fun. Number 6. Superman Speeding Bullets. This was written by J.M. DeMatteis. DeMatteis, is that how you say it? Anyway, it asks, what would happen if the infant Superman had been found by the Waynes of Gotham City instead of the Kents of Kansas? And even though it's a Superman comic, technically it's all about Batman, and it absolutely nails the personality of Bruce Wayne, this sullen, bitter survivor who, you know, finds purpose in trying to get vengeance. It's a great look at the character, and I love how they use Superman to do it. Number 5. At the midpoint of my list, I've got Wonder Woman Amazonia, a fascinating and complex tale written by William Messner Loeb. It's set in an alternate Victorian-era England. I gotta say, it's dark and it's creepy, and if they do the animation like the artwork is in the books, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. This story harkens back to the original vision by William Marston, and it could easily be an R-rated film, easily. Probably should be now that I think about it. Number 4. Justice Riders, written by Chuck Dixon. I mean, seriously, what is not to like about this book? It's the Justice League in the Old West. Cowboys and superheroes. Do not tell me that that's not cool. You know, it's Wonder Woman as the sheriff of a western town. The rest of the league is the posse she assembles to avenge her lost townspeople. Damn, this is a fine comic book, and it would make just as fine a cartoon. Number 3. Alan Davis's The Nail. This is perhaps the best known, if not the most popular, of all the Elseworld titles, and it's got a Pretty good premise. I mean, what if there was no Superman to hold the League together? How would it work? Is he truly the nail that holds everything together? Is he the axis that the world spins on when it comes to these superheroes? This story goes really super dark, but the way in which it does makes a lot of sense, and it's a great story with brilliant characters. It would make a wonderful animated feature. It might even make 2, since there was a sequel, and the sequel was pretty good too. Number 2. Almost reaching the top spot is JSA The Golden Age. This was written by James Robinson, and I gotta tell you, I loved this story. It's one of those revisionist stories that actually added something to the mythos rather than detracted from it. It was an allegory. It explained why the superheroes fell out of favor in the 50s. But it was a superhero story that mixed in psychological horror with a spy thriller. It's got everything you need. This would make a great live-action movie for that matter. It would just be fantastic. And it almost made it to number 1. Almost. But then if I'd made it number 1, where would I have put the next entry? And the number 1 DC Elseworlds title that I want to see turned into an animated feature is Kingdom Come. Like there was any doubt. This is not only one of the greatest Elseworlds ever produced, this is one of the greatest comic books produced, period. I might even be tempted to say it might be the greatest single comic book story ever produced. It's certainly in the top 5. This was back when Mark Waid, was actually able to write a decent story. And it's also Alex Ross at his finest. And I got to tell you, a lot of me putting this at the number 1 spot is me wanting to see Alex Ross art turned into animation. I think that would be beautiful and glorious. Absolutely beautiful and glorious. And to be honest, the message of this story is one that we need right now. We should demand better of ourselves because we deserve better than what we're giving ourselves. It's a good message, and we should be living it. So there you go, true believers. That is my pick for the top 10 Elseworld stories that really deserve to be turned into animated features. What did you think? Were there some Elseworld stories that you thought should be on this list that I didn't put on? Were there ones that I put on the list that you didn't think should be there? Were there ones that you agreed should have been there, but in a different position? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you thought. If you like the video, go ahead and click the like button. If you really like the video, share it with your friends so they can come over and click the like button. If you haven't done it already, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that little notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. We try to pump them out as often as possible. And I know I haven't pumped out as many as I normally do, but I'm trying to get back on track. And if you really, really like what we're doing here and you want to give us a hand keeping the lights on and the train running, we've got a VidMe page and a Patreon page linked down below. Hop over there, drop a couple of bucks in the till. We would appreciate anything you can spare. But even if you don't, we want to say thank you for your time and attention. We appreciate you watching.